In the heart of Igbaland, nestled among rolling green hills and whispering palm trees, lay the village of Umwokoro. Life in Umwokoro moved at the gentle pace of the seasons, dictated by ancient customs and the wisdom of the elders. The most revered of these traditions was the New Yam Festival, a vibrant celebration of harvest and heritage, culminating in the appearance of the Masquerades, spirits from the ancestral world who danced among the living. This year's festival was particularly special. The air buzzed with an electric excitement. The drums throbbed like a mighty heartbeat, their rhythm echoing through the village square, which was packed with people dressed in their finest attire. Children, their faces painted with white chalk, darted through the crowd, their laughter like tinkling bells. The main event was the arrival of Odagu, the most fearsome and respected masquerade in the entire region. As dusk began to settle, a hush fell over the crowd. The drumming intensified. Then, from the sacred grove, Odagu emerged. He was a magnificent sight, a towering figure adorned with raffia palms, intricate carvings, and a fearsome wooden mask painted with symbols of strength and power. He moved with a supernatural grace, his feet barely seeming to touch the ground as he danced, stomped, and spun, a whirlwind of tradition and mystique. The villagers watched in awe, their hearts swelling with pride. Odagu was accompanied by his minders, who brandished long whips to keep the overzealous crowd at bay, according to tradition. The masquerade was a spirit and could not speak the language of mortals. He communicated through guttural sounds, gestures, and the rhythmic jangling of the seed pods tied to his ankles. He danced towards the council of elders, who sat on their carved stools, nodding in approval. He was expected to perform a final, powerful dance and then retreat back into the spirit world. But this year, something was different. Odagu stopped abruptly in front of Chief Obina, the oldest and most respected elder. The drums fell silent. The air grew thick with anticipation. What was the spirit about to do? Then, the unthinkable happened. The masquerade cleared its throat, a very human sound, and spoke, not in guttural grunts, but in crisp, clear Queen's English. "Good evening, elders and esteemed people of Umokoro." The voice boomed from behind the mask, laced with a distinct, educated accent. "I must express my profound disappointment at the state of our village's infrastructure." A collective gasp swept through the crowd. People looked at each other in utter disbelief. Did the ancestral spirit just complain about the roads? Chief Obina nearly fell off his stool. His mouth hung open, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and confusion. The other elders were frozen in shock. The masquerade, however, was just getting started. Furthermore, Odagu continued, gesturing with a raffia-covered arm, "The lack of transparency in the management of community funds is appalling. We must embrace globalization. We need Wi-Fi in the village square. Our youth deserve access to digital skills for the 21st century economy." The older generation was horrified. This was blasphemy, an abomination, an ancestral spirit lecturing them about Wi-Fi. The spirit world must have gone mad. Some women began to wail, convinced it was a terrible omen. The youth, however, had a different reaction. After the initial shock, whispers turned into stifled giggles, and then into outright laughter. A few brave teenagers even pulled out their phones to record the bizarre spectacle. "Odagu is woke," one of them shouted, and a wave of cheers erupted from the younger crowd. Chief Obina finally found his voice. "Sacrilege!" he roared, pointing a trembling finger at the masquerade. "This is not our Odagu. This is an imposter. Seize him." The masquerade's minders, recovering from their own shock, charged forward. But the English-speaking spirit was surprisingly agile. With a surprising whoopsie-daisy, Odagu dodged the first whip and took off running, his raffia costume swaying wildly. What followed was the most chaotic and hilarious chase in the history of Umro. The supposedly ancient spirit sprinted through the village square, leaping over yam heaps and dodging market stalls, all while shouting, "Progress cannot be stopped. We must innovate or be left behind. Fiscal responsibility is paramount." The elders and minders chased after him, shouting curses and sacred incantations. The youth ran behind them, laughing and cheering for the renegade masquerade. The entire village was in an uproar. The chase ended near the stream when Odogu tripped over a goat. He tumbled to the ground, and in the fall, his great mask flew off. The crowd skidded to a halt. There, on the ground, panting and covered in dust, was not a fearsome spirit, but Chukuri, the son of the village blacksmith. Chukuri, who had left for the city years ago and had recently returned with a university degree in economics. A stunned silence descended. Chief Obina stared at the young man, his face a storm of emotions. Chukuri, you dare to desecrate our most sacred tradition. Panting, Chukuri got to his feet. I had to. Papa Obina, he said, his voice earnest. I love our traditions, but we're stuck. I've been trying to talk to the council for months about progress, about making life better for us all, but nobody would listen. I thought if the ancestors said it, you would finally hear. He looked around at the faces of the villagers, the shocked elders, the amused youth, the confused women. Umbokoro can be great. We can honor our past while building a future. We can have a new yam festival, and we can also have a clinic, a better school, and yes, even Wi-Fi. For a long moment, nobody spoke. The only sound was the gentle gurgling of the stream. Then, a slow clap started from the group of young people. Soon, others joined in, a hesitant but growing wave of applause. The elders looked at each other, then at Chukuri, and then at the hopeful faces of the youth. A slow smile spread across Chief Obina's face. Perhaps the boy had a point. That night, the festival of the English-speaking Masquerade marked a turning point for Umokoro. The village didn't abandon its traditions, but it did open its heart to change. They formed a new council, with Chukuri as a key member, blending the wisdom of the old with the vision of the new. And the following year, at the New Yam Festival, Odagu danced again, as powerfully as ever. But this time everyone knew that after the festival, the man behind the mask would be leading a town hall meeting, streamed live on the brand new Omokoro Village Wi-Fi. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tailies from around the world. See you next time.